down, it's uncontrollable. We don't.
Oh my goodness, it's October 10th. We're on the rooftop and it's downright balmy. We don't need a jacket. Kids may need a light jacket. Is it going to be like this tomorrow in Deerhurst?
Tomorrow, Deerhurst, we're going to start out the morning at about 4 degrees, clear skies. It's going to go to 22 tomorrow up in Huntsville, Muskoka. Beautiful weekend. So many people heading out of the pumpkin patch. You want to mention tomorrow we have a pumpkin pie.
Oh my gosh. If you guys are coming up just for fun or you're staying tonight, we're going to have such a fun game involving pumpkin pie, but that's all we can say.
Okay.
And it'll be worth tuning in, and it'll get messy.
Yeah, there's so many things going on this weekend with Thanksgiving weekend. The Erin Fall Fair, I just wanted to show you some pictures before we get into pumpkins because tonight is the big pumpkin weigh-off.
Oh.
The Erin Fall Fair, here's some pictures from last year. Take blankets and cover these pumpkins with their blankets. They weigh thousands and thousands of pounds with that the weigh-off this evening. Last year, the winning pumpkin at the Erin Fall Fair was 1,300 and I think it was 84 pounds to be exact, all for this coveted trophy. The world record holding pumpkin is just over 1,800 pounds. It was weighed over in Prince Edward County last year. And with that, it's the world record holder. It was grown by a person out of Quebec.
Imagine carving that, although you can't eat the flesh of those ones, right?
Yeah, well, you can't eat the flesh. But, you know, when you talk about carving, the reason why we're not showing you carving today, it's too early to carve your pumpkin for Halloween.
Why?
Now, it's just, they will only last for about 3 days after you carve them. As soon as you open them up, now's the time that you can go out to the pumpkin patch. We can use these in our settings for Thanksgiving to decorate that fall display, but as well, I just saw on Pinterest the other day, you can see this is what's called a pink pumpkin. Also, it's really just a squash. You can see how this is a flat surface.
Yeah.
All you have to do is take the stem off. You can put a plate right on top of this and serve your cheese right on top. Like the
little different layers of serving tables.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So you can use the pumpkins for that. So there are some unique varieties that are out there. What's gaining popularity as well are the white pumpkins.
This is Lori Ferragini's favorite. I saw her tweet.
Yeah, she does. She does love them. But when you're selecting a pumpkin, you want to make sure that it has a good stem, that when it's going to be put down, that it doesn't really roll. See how that one's kind of falling?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's going to stay up. As well as you can see some of these bruises on the white pumpkin that are here. These ones are not bad. You want to push the bruises to make sure your finger doesn't go through. If your finger goes through, then that's showing an area of rot.
This one seems to have like a little syrupy sappiness up here. Is that normal?
That's normal. Right by the stem, that's totally normal. And when you're picking them up, a lot of the times people want to pick them up from the pumpkin patch and walk across like this. The stems will break on them, so you don't want to do that. As well, in the world of squash, take a look at this guy here. So there are some really cool squash that you can put into some of the different planters that you have in your garden settings just to kind of accessorize some of the pots. This one here is called a turban squash.
Really? Look, it has a natural face, guys. Two eyes and the nose. Do you see that? It doesn't even need decorating. That's so cool.
And what's neat, I got this at Loblaws yesterday when we were there. So there are some of the ones in the grocery aisles that we can use on Cityline as well.
Look, I'm Lion King. Simba. Simba.
It totally does look like that. That's the whole idea, to have fun. On the Cityline website, I have a squash pasta that I put a different recipe on, which is really great.
Oh, delish.
But some of the pumpkins as well, what you can look at is now that their new varieties are coming out with some of the different, you say that they have a skin problem?
Yeah, look at this.
But think about when we carve this, how creepy and great this is going to look. And these guys here are only about $5. So you can
because nobody wants them because they don't think they're as aesthetically pleasing.
No, you want pumpkins with character. Don't get that traditional, like that one that's just all nice and smooth. Look at this guy here. He looks like something exploded. It's like lava coming down on the side. This naturally is just fantastic. And that one there is a pumpkin that people will talk about.
You know what? You're right. You can make a really cool zombie or a witch out of this thing.
You could. You know, like look at it. Here's the there's a nice.
I like cute jack-o'-lanterns. I like cute Halloween stuff.
Like that. But once again, when you're selecting them, you want to make sure that when you're smacking them, that they feel fairly solid. Even just by smelling, you can smell if there's any rot in them. But then just inspect all around to make sure there's no soft points. If there's any soft points, they're not going to last to Halloween for you.
Okay, and like you said, after 3 to 4 days, they dry out. So do not start carving.
Don't start carving until the week of Halloween, and really, it's really the day of Halloween's the best time to carve your pumpkin.
And always be careful, kids. Do it with adult supervision. Let them do all the carving, but you can eat all the fun seeds inside once they're roasted and cleaned out. For more information, at Frank Ferragini, I can only imagine what the front of your doorstep looks like for Halloween.
Well, we were going to be moving, so Halloween's going to be kind of interesting this year. We're moving out of the rental. I'm finally getting my house.
Yay! With your cute little pumpkins.
Yeah.
Your two kids. Right now, over to Tammy. She's a little pumpkin.